Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be talking on how to cut and sew a blazer jacket. A blazer. So this is the blazer we are going to cut. As you can see it on the screen, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew it from beginning to the end. So I want you to sit back and watch. And before we start cutting, if today is the first time of watching my YouTube channel, please, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I want you to like my page, and I want you to like all my videos. Thank you for doing that. God bless you. So this is it after making. So let's get back to work and see how I cut and sew this lovely jacket. Thanks for watching. Let's get back to work. Yeah. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using for this. I already cut out the body measurements. So these are the measurements I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the length measurement of 22, the chest measurement of 36, as you can see it on the screen. The shoulder measurement of 15 plus our sewing allowance, that makes it 16, which is half inch. So this is what we have. Can you see that? I measure it. The same thing I measured there, I'm going to measure it here again. I'll shock it and I'll roll it up. Then I'll do I'm going to be using my armhole cut to do my armhole shape. Can you see that? So this is what we have. You can come in with ½ inch and quarter or 1 inch from that place. So the person chest measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4 will give us 9, plus our 2 inch sewing allowance. That is what I just did. The person half length is 14. Can you see that? So I'm going to roll that out. That is 14. The person waist measurement is 28. 28 divided by 4 will give us 7, plus 2 inch sewing allowance. I hope you are getting it. Then from the down part, I'm going to measure 3. Can you see that? So I'm going to do our shaping for the down. I don't want it down to be straight, so I want it to curve a little bit. So that is why I do that side like that. Can you see that? So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to cut out our neckline, which is very, very important. So for this, I'm going to be using 2.5 for the back, because the back is the one up. Can you see that? So I'm going to be using 2.5. So I will shock that out. That's my 2.5 by 1. I'm going to be shocking 2.5 by 1 for that back width. I'm going to shock 1. Yes. 2.5 by 1. So I will shock it. Can you see that? Then I will do my shoulder slant of 1. I'm going to slant that. So for the fronts, I'm going to be using 3. So let me do this shoulder slant before I forgot. So that's my shoulder slant of 1. So alright, then I'll be using our 3. That's where the cuff is going to start, but don't worry, let me just chop that out. So I use 3 for that place, for the front neckline. 3 by the same thing I use for the back. Do you understand? Then for the front shape, please, I want you to pay very close attention to this when you are doing depending on your choice, how you want the fronts to be. Do you understand? You know, we have different fronts for blazer. So for this one, depending on how you want it, so this is the shape I want. So I'm going to roll it out just as shown below. and just follow the video, and I'm very sure that by the time you sew it, it will come out very nice. So I'll roll it out. Can you see that? So this is what we have. So this is what I have. I'm just trying to explain to my girls. So this is it. From here I use 3.5, 3.5 by so I'm going to cut it out. Just wash that. So I'll cut it out. I'll cut this also out. Can you see that? So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to cut out the front neckline. You have to be very careful so that you don't cut the back. So I will place the back up so that I can cut it nicely. So that's what I have. Then I will notch the, remember I measured that place that time. So you will notch it. That's where you are going to fold. Do you understand? That's where that your lapel, that's where your lapel is going to comes in. Do you understand? That's where your lapel is going to comes in. So so you are going to notch that place. So let me cut this out. Yeah. So it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. So for the darts, I'm going to be using 4.5 for the darts. You can see that on the screen, 4.5 for the darts. Now, you know, it's princess darts. It's okay. So I'm going to cut it out. So this is what we have after cutting. Can you see that? So that is what we have after cutting. So let me tell you this. For the front body, that place that we, the lapel side, you are going to use the same fabric. Or let's say you want to use plain fabric for that place, then you are going to you are not going to be using lining, because you know we are going to open it. Do you understand what I mean? So that's why I use the fabric here. So that's why I use Ankara, because I don't want to use plain material for that place. So depending on the fabric you want to use, that's what you are going to use for exactly that front that is going to be open, that is going to the lapel in the front. You are going to be using the fabric that you want to show, that you want it to show in the front. That's what you are going to use. So that is that about that. So the next thing I'm doing now is I'm already cutting my interfacing. So for the princess, for the side princess, so I'm using lining. You're going to be using your lining, either your suit lining or whatsoever lining, whatsoever interfacing you want to use. So I'm using my interfacing right now. So that's how I'm going to cut lining for the back and for every other ones. So that is that about that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be cutting out my collar. The collar I'm going to be putting. So for the neckline, for the girl neckline, our neckline is 16. I already know our neckline is 16. So don't worry, I'm going to be showing you how I do that. So I already cut out my fabric. I cut out, can you see that? I cut out 17. I cut out 18 before I do my shaping. So, and I need 16. So I'm going to cut out 17. That is 17. I'm going to cut out 17. By the time I sew it, it will be 16. So can you see how I shape it? From this end, I measure 1 and I slant it so that it will lay on the back. The shaping of the hair. Can you see? This is 1 inch, and this place, just slant it to that place. This is what you are going to have. Then all the fabric, all the blazer, I'm going to be putting stay on it. So let's cut out that shaping too. So this is it after cutting. This is what I have. I'm going to be adding my interfacing. So that is that about that. Let's cut our sleeve right now. So this is I already fold the fabric into 4. For the sleeve band, I'm going to short 10, which is 5. And to cut our round armhole, I measure 4 here. Then I'm going to do my shaping. The chalk is not showing very well, but don't worry, when I cut it, you are going to see it. So let's cut it out. By the time I cut it, you will see the shaping very well. So this is the sleeve. I'll cut it into 2. So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to cut, when you are doing a blazer, you are not going to sew it on a straight line like this. There is one line at the side of the end. So I will measure 4 from that place. You can measure the 4 from here. It doesn't matter that you measure it from, you can measure it from any ends. So this is my 4. You fold it. Do you see how I fold it? Then you cut it straight down. So I'm going to cut it straight down. Can you see that? So I'm going to join it back. So this is what I have here. So that is for the hand. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut lining for the hand. That is, I'm going to cut interfacing for the sleeve. So I already cut that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to gum stay. I'm going to cut stay on all the clothes. I'll cut my stay on all the clothes. Then after cutting my stay, I'm going to use iron to gum everything with the fabric. That is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to gum stay with the fabric. Can you see that? So I'm done ironing. I already ironed the collar. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew it. So I want you to pay very close attention to this. Can you see one? You know I cut it into 2 pieces. So you will take 1 piece and stitch one end just as shown below. Can you see that? I want you to pay very close attention to this. It's very, very simple. Just believe that it's simple, and that is all. So you just stitch that. You just stitch it straight down. Just stitch it straight down. Can you see that? So after stitching it, then the next thing is we are going to place it on each other. I want you to watch this place. Can you see the way I place it? You place that side the same. It should look the same way. So we are going to, and when you are placing it, can you see the way I place it? Yes. Yeah. Then you stitch it all through to the end. Yeah. So we will stitch it. Yes. As can you see that? So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to turn it. We are going to turn it. Can you see that? So this is what we have after we are going to iron that. So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to join the body. You know it's princess dart. So we are going to join the dart back to the body. So we are going to join it to the body. So the same way you join this is how you are going to join the 4 piece, you know, after cutting it. The back 2 piece, the front 2 piece. So the same way you join this, we are going to join everything together, and it will give you exactly what you are seeing on the screen right now. So the next thing you are going to do now is you are going to open it. It's very, very important. You have to open, use your iron to press it. Do you understand? So make sure that you press it. So this is it after joining, and you open it. You use your iron to open it. So we are done opening it. So this is it after ironing and opening. So this is our interfacing. So the next thing you are going to do now is you are going to place it as shown below, and we are going to start your stitching from the down part. Can you see that? Like I used to say, it's very, very simple when you follow the procedure and you are very, very attentive. You understand? When you are hungry and you are watching this video, you cannot get anything, eat and relax. So this is it. Can you see that? So this is what we have. After, I want you to pay very close attention to this. So this is it. So the next thing you're going to do now is, can you see what I'm doing? Because I want the fabric to overlap, to remain inside. So you understand? I don't want the lining to be showing. So that's why I do it like that. So I'm done with that. I already sewed. Five. Okay, I notched 2.5. So I want you to, this is the front body. I'm done with the back body. So can you see it? Can you see that? It's very, very simple. So just sew it straight down. So this is the first thing you do. You can just stop there. Naturally, I supposed to sew it from the down, but because I want to show you how to do it, so that's why I first started from that place. But even with that, I can still do my finishing from the down. So I stopped. You can see that I stopped because I want the lining to be pushed inside a little bit. Can you see? I will explain the reason why I did that later in the video. Can you see that? So I'm going to sew it from the down part. Yes, I already, can you see that I fold the clothes a little bit inside? So I'll sew it. Yes. So I'm going to sew the side too because it's blazer. I did a very neat finishing. I'm going to be showing you the finishing part, the inside, how I finish it. Can you see that? So let's turn our fabric and see what we have here. So this is it after I already joined everything. This is the front body. Remember the other side. Now it's going to be in two pieces. So this is what we have. So I'm going to press iron on this. I'm going to iron it very, very well. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to stitch that place till that place. Can you see that? So that's where I'm going to put my collar. So I have to stitch it. I'm going to sew the shoulder. I'm going to sew the shoulder, the armhole too, and the shoulder of the front. I'm going to sew it. I'm not going to sew the back like that because I'm going to be using the back shoulder to turn the front shoulder. Do you understand? Okay. So this is what we have. So this is what we have. So I'm going to be putting welt pocket on the blazer. So I already cut out my measurement. So you just have to cut a piece of fabric and stitch it. Can you see it? I just stitch a pieces of fabric. I'm going to be using 4 for the pocket. So I just cut out 5.5 and I cut a straight line of 10 by 5. I cut one 2 by 5 and another one. I cut the small one 2 by 5, the length of 5, the breadth of 2, and I cut the long one the length of 10 by 5. Do you understand? So first of all, I want to make it straight, but I later decide to make it slant. So I want you to pay very close attention to this. You know, I already rule out what I need. I already rule it out. Just I want to make it curve. So you just have to measure it. Just as you say. So just pay very close attention to this. In case you don't know how to fix welt pockets. So this is what I have. So the next thing you are going to do now, you are going to check the back view. You check it at the back because you can't see it from the front because of the type of fabric I use. See, one end is a little bit bigger than the other one. See this one, 1/2 inch and quarter. Why this one is exactly. So can you see that? 1/4 inch. So I'll just stitch it later. So I'm going to. You can weave the inside, and you may decide not to weave it because I'm going to be using lining to cover it inside. To be a little bit bigger. You do this before. It has to be the doing your lining. Do you understand? So now I'm going to place my. I'm going to cover it with lining. If possible, you can just try and check your measurement. Check just like I did the other one. Measure it to be sure that it's the same thing instead of losing it and opening it like that. So this is what I have here. So the next thing you are going to do is we are going to cut it. So this is how to cut it. Can you see that? Then you cut it like this. You have to be very careful when you are cutting it. It must not pass where you stitch it. Where you start with stitching. It must not pass it with just small inch. If it passes with small inch, you have spoiled the fabric. So you have to be very, very careful when you are doing this. Do you understand? So yeah. So this is what we have. Can you see that? So I'm going to put all this one inside. Can you see that? So I'll put the two inside, and it's very, very simple if you do it very carefully. So this is it. So this is it. So the next thing you're going to do now, I'm going to be showing you that one. So this is what we have. If possible, you can just go and iron it. After doing that, you can iron it. Sorry if you are not seeing that. You are going to see it at the second side. Don't know why. The clothes cover that place. So I want you to wash it now. So I'm going to stitch it exactly on that thing. Yes, that's where you are stitching it. Only that place in the corner. Only that place you are stitching. So can you see that? So this is what we have. This is what we have. So for the finishing part, just take that one and stitch it with the up one. So the next thing I'm doing now is I'm joining my body measurements. I already fixed the back. So, and I told you earlier that I'm going to be using the back, and this is it. So you're going to be using you are going to be using one body. You can decide to use the front to turn the back, because I don't want to see any stitching. I don't want to see anything inside. I want the inside to be like the front, that somebody can wear it too, but you can't wear this one because it's lining I use. So let me turn it for you to see what I'm saying. So this is it after joining. I already joined the two body. I already joined the two side. So let me show you this is it. Okay, I've not. So can you see that? So this is it after joining. This is it. This is the inside after joining. I already joined this is the inside of this one too. So I'm going to join the shoulder. I already joined that. So the next thing I do now is I come to iron the fabric. I have to iron it, especially the neckline. You know, I've not given my neckline the shaping that I did. So I'm going to iron out the neckline now. I will iron it out. So I already pinned the collar with the fabric. So I'm removing my pin now. I'm going to secure the two together. I'm going to be stitching it together. So let me place it on the machine. Can you see that? So I'm going to stitch it together. Just pay very close attention to this place. So this is it after joining the collar with it. this is what we have. So later I'm going to iron it out together with the. So the next thing I'm going to do now is my sleeve. I already turned the sleeve. I already turned the sleeve with our interfacing. So this is the sleeve right now in my hands. So I'm going to be joining the sleeve with the body. So this is what I have. Can you see that? You have to see this place that I want to do now. I want you to pay a very close attention to it because I'm going to be turning everything inside just like suit. Just like a suit, and it's very, very simple. If you pay very close attention to this, can you see that? I just start from the ham, from the down part. I place my sleeve with the fabric without the lining. I don't place it with the lining. No. I already remove my lining from the fabric. So I'm just sewing only the Ankara with the body. I already removed my lining. It is after I sew this all round that I'm going to use the lining to turn it in. Do you understand what I mean? Just as you are seeing it on the. So that's how I'm going to do that. I'm not joining it with lining. I already removed the lining from the body. I just removed the lining. Can you see the lining there? And after joining the body, it has to be the same thing. And after joining the body, that is when I'm going to be using the lining to turn the body. Can you see that? So this is the hand. I already used the lining to turn it. This is the hand after joining. I'm going to show you the inside so that you will see the inside of the fabric. So this is it. So now I'm going to join the. I'm going to use lining to turn it now. Just wash and seal. Wash carefully this place. Possibly I might do another tutorial on how to fix on how to do invisible sleeve fixing. On how to fix it. So this is what we have. So you are going to open a little bit from the side because you know I already stitched the side exactly the way I stitched the fabric. So it's from this place I'm going to sew the interfacing with the sleeve. So I just want to open you can open 3 inches or more than that or less than. You can open 2 inches. You can open 3 inches. So this is what I open. So now, can you see that? So I'll put my hand inside. It's very simple. After I fold it inside, I now put my hand inside that thing and bring it out. You have to be very careful with this place. So I'll bring it out. Can you see that? Can you see that? So I'll bring it out. That's how I'm going to sew it all around. The only thing is that you can't sew it just like you are sewing normal clothes. You have to be sewing it small. You have to be sewing it gentle, little by little till you sew it finish. Can you see how I'm doing it? That's how you are going to do it, little by little. That is how I'm going to sew everything finish. I'm almost done fixing that. I'm almost done. You know, I told you somebody needs to be very careful and you have to do it slow and steady. Because of the little space I open at the side of the sleeve, that's why it's not that easy to just fix it. Bam, bam. No. I'm almost done. So this is it. I'm almost done. Can you see this? Our blazer is almost ready. Can you see that? So first of all, I'm going to join only the Ankara with the body, with the sleeve. with the armhole rather. I'm not going to be joining the lining with it. So you can wash and see that. So this is what we have after joining. So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to join our lining. That is where work is. We are going to be doing our invisible closing. So before that, what you are going to do is the lining. You are going to open little side, like 3 to 4 inches. 3, 2, depend on your choice. You can open 2 inches. You can open 3 inches. That is where you are going to be sewing your lining. And you see that I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to be opening once where I join the lining at the armhole side. I'm going to open it now. If today is your first time of watching my YouTube channel, please, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and so that you'll be notified whenever I posted a video. And if you like my YouTube channel, you can just like this video that you're watching right now, like the video, and gives me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for doing that. So to do the hand, can you say that? It's a little bit tricky, so you just place your lining like this. Can you see? You have to be very careful when you are sewing this. And to sew this, you cannot sew it like normal clothes. Like you are sewing normal clothes, you have to take your time to do it. So you are going to turn it. Can you see that? I'm trying to turn the sleeve now. I'll turn it. So you are going to top stitch the place that you open it. If you want a neat job, you can do Emmy, a very neat Emmy for that place, or you can just stitch it as I'm stitching it right now. You can just stitch it. So I fixed the front, the lapel with bead. Can you see that? So this is it. This is the back view of the fabric. This is the bad side of the fabric. Odi aṣọ yẹn lé. This is the bad side. Can you see the finishing? I turn it to the inside. This is the inside of the fabric. This is the inside. I just decided to show you the inside of the fabric. So this is the inside, the finishing parts. This is the finishing of the fabric. So this is what we have. Can you see that? And this is it. This is our fabric ready to be wear. So thanks for watching Navy Clothing. God bless you. And if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. I love you. Bye.